Slow down, slow down. Slow the Well, that was quite beautiful. New rendition of Penalty Slowdown by yours truly, soon to be released on Spotify and also in the upcoming Gran Turismo 7 intro. Just wanted to put a sneak peek there of what's to come for Gran Turismo 7. I have been commissioned by Kazunori Yamauchi himself to create the new theme song, Penalty Slowdown, for the new game when it does come out. Please let me know what you think in the comments down below of this video as we head for another Manufacture Series race at the Red Bull Ring. This was from a while ago and we've got some of the big names in the GT Sport world, so that's exciting. Let's see how we crack on. Opening lap's going to be interesting. We've got a bit of a run already on Blue Zephos and the BMW, so we're going to head now down into the turn 4 braking zone. It's very easy to run deep here, so we want to just plant it on the apex and just claim that corner, and that's job done. So that's P12. Now we want to hunt down Brian and the pack ahead. We've got a bit of a gap, about 0.6 seconds, but I think there is potential to make some places up if we just stay consistent and avoid any penalty slowdowns, because there's, as we speak of penalty slowdowns, we can see the lead group there. We've got Art B. Phillips and Dylan Lindgren both serving a penalty slowdown, which is a very, very sad time for them. That's going to hurt their momentum heading at the end of lap 1. So they're getting claimed early. We hopefully will try and avoid getting any penalty slowdowns ourselves. It's very easy on a track like the Red Bull Ring. Try and get a run first on Brian as he gets wide and over that yellow sausage. Riding the big yellow sausage on the outside there. That's not a good time. Or maybe it is. Not sure what Brian's opinion is on riding the big yellow sausage, but we'll never know, unfortunately, as he decides to not accelerate out of turn 3. Peculiar incident as we see penalty slowdown galore. Everywhere you look, there's a penalty slowdown to admire, and Brian's got the biggest penalty slowdown of the lot, so 4 fat seconds he has to serve. That's going to really hurt his race, but it's also hurt our race getting amongst that. Old mate there managed to get past both of us on the inside. I don't understand what happened there with Brian. Could have been a bit of a technical difficulty or something. It was a weird incident. So the Citroen's going to have to serve the penalty as he ducks into the inside. That's going to give us an easy P11. As we look now to the leaders, we got Adam getting challenged. Mikosi runs slightly wide. He gets forced out onto the green AstroTurf, and that's a position for Art Phillips. He's also now got the run on Adam. Adam's going defensive into turn 1, but it looks like he should keep that position heading over the curbs there. Adam's going to have to go defensive. There's no other way that he's going to be able to hold this position. Adam goes defensive. We see Phillips. He's trying to send it around the outside there. Can he slow it up? I think he gets good traction. The Porsche's good traction, rear engine, of course, and bang, he's got the job done. P1. Adam's still in the tow, though. It might not be over. Can he send one up the inside here into turn 4? Mikosi sends one. An absolute bomb. An absolute... what do you call that one? I'm not sure. A Macedonian massacre, maybe. Sensational move there from Mikosi in the Mercedes. So that's P2 done. And let's see if Mikosi can chase down Phillips. We know Mikosi is a bit of a weapon. See, Adam's under all sorts of pressure now. He's got mid-mat all over him. There's also Side Bishop just behind. He's going to make a move now on Matt, going into the last 2 corners. They're going to go side by side. Matt's going to go wide over the green curbs, and we'll see if Psydog, he should be able to hold position there, as Dylan Lindgren now is trying to get the move down on Matt Simmons. And Matt picks up a half-second penalty, so that's pretty harsh. Another penalty slowdown being dished out. The stewards, they're feeling generous today, and it's going to definitely cost Matt Simmons a bit of time. As McEwen's in the wall, he's off. He's had enough, and wow, it's all happening. What a tight lead group. Look, it's penalties everywhere you look. It looks like Cy Bishop. Does he have a penalty? Someone else does. Oh, it's Adam. Adam's got one, so he's losing positions. The pole sitter now down into P4, so Cy Bishop's ahead, and that's a tricky one for him. He's going to have to try and make some time up in the later parts of this race if he wants to win it. So full on, very full on lap or two in the lead group. We'll jump back on board now to see how our race is progressing. So we're still in P10, and we've got the Audi ahead of us in P9, so a bit of bragging rights to see who can be the quickest Audi driver. I'm going to be quiet now, and we'll jump on board and try and see if we can chase down the Audi ahead. We skip forward now 3 laps, and we're now up to P7. So we've got a bit of a margin to Old Mate, who's now 2.5 seconds up the road. So Keaton had pitted, and he's completed his first pit stop of the race. So let's get our head down now. I'll leave you with the Audi, and we'll do a lap trying to chase down Old Mate in the BMW. So we managed to bring the gap down to about 3 or 4 tenths. We're now right behind the BMW, so we head into this tight sector. There's not going to be an opportunity for a move here, but if we can get a good run through this left-hander, we might be able to get some momentum before the last 2 corners. But it looks like Old Mate's got a good run there, so we're going to have to settle down. You can see he's actually indicating, so it looks like he's going to box, so that'll give us the position. And yeah, there he goes, dives into the pits. So now we've got Dylan ahead in the Honda, and he's picked up a penalty slowdown. We can see Old Mate and Phillips have both boxed from ahead of us. So there's Old Mate. We can see the pit stop happening, so that'll be his first stop of the race. We'll see where he emerges. It'll be interesting to see where he comes out relative to some of the other top runners, particularly some of the ones that have already pitted. So for the likes of Keaton, or there's Cy Bishop. So you can see Cy Bishop in P6. There's probably about a 4-second gap there to Old Mate. So we know we're roughly around the same position. So that's pretty good. We've managed to hold on to the lead group, given our rough start and poor qualifying. So if we keep this pace up, we might be in contention for maybe definitely a top 10, but we'll see maybe even a top 8 finish. So let's try and chase Dylan down. We've got some good pace still in the car. We're 12 laps into the stint, so the tyres, you can see down in the bottom corner, are quite worn, but we're still holding some relatively good pace and trying to save some fuel while we can. There is a bit of a fuel limitation to this race, so it is important to save fuel where possible. We can see Matt Simmons as well as Dylan, they're boxing at the end of lap 12. I think we're going to go one more lap before completing our first stop, and we'll see where Dylan comes out now that he's completing his first pit stop. So there he is, no fuel for him. Old Mate there was completing a second stop, so he's getting his second one out the way. And you can see Keaton now coming along into turn 1, and he's got Adam just behind him. There he is. So those two would have completed their second stop, and there's Old Mate. So Old Mate's just behind those two. So those 3 drivers, Keaton, Adam and Old Mate, all finished with their pit stops. So they're really leading the group of those drivers. So Old Mate's in a good position, which does mean that we might be in a good position too. So really good pace at the moment. So let's send it into the pits. We almost ran a bit wide. It's a very hard exit to nail, as we want to switch over now to the medium tyre. We see we've got a bit of fuel we've got to put in, probably 1 or 2 laps of fuel just to top up and get that job done. You can see Dylan's also in the pits, so Dylan's gone and finished the hard tyre stint, so he's got his 2 stops out the way as well. That's going to put him back in traffic, so we'll see if that ends up being costly for him, because there is a big group of cars behind. You can see on the track map. I didn't want to put the risk of going onto the hard tyre, doing another pit stop. We want to use this clear air, and we can see we're in P5, so we've managed to hold pretty good track position after our first stop. And just behind is Keaton and Adam leading the 2 stoppers. So, and as we see VLX GTR, he's coming through the field, so he would have completed his 2 pit stops, and we see he's up into 8th place, so he is making some good performance gains now. And there's a big train of cars. You can see Old Mate and Dylan Lindgren there have to get past Brian, so that's the traffic I was talking about earlier, and we're doing well to avoid getting involved in anything like that. So we've got clear air, 15 laps into the race now, as we are leading towards our second pit stop. We can see Keaton just behind, and he clips a curb and he gets sent into a realm of darkness. So that is a bit of a mare. I'm not really sure what even happened with that, but it looked like the car just got sent into a never-ending spin of darkness. So not a place you want to be, really. You don't want to be spinning in darkness. this race. Now, again, we've got to get our head down, so I'll keep quiet. We'll do another lap or two in the Audi. And look now, we've got a huge group of cars, P8 all the way down to P15, and Dylan is still trying to get the move done on Brian, so he would have been stuck behind him, it looks like, for the last 3 or 4 laps, and he now gets a penalty slowdown for his troubles. So this is exactly what you want to avoid. You can see, look at that group, we've got Keaton in there, we've got John O'Stan, you've got Blue Zephos, who we were fighting earlier in the race. So you can see how quickly a race can unravel. We were fighting Dylan just a few laps ago. Now he seems to be quite far back. He's going to have to serve a penalty, and then he's going to get absolutely swamped by this horde. So he's going defensive now, but look, there's John O'Stan's going to make the move there on Brian. We've got 3 BMWs all fighting. Look, Keaton's in there, old mate. And now Dylan's going to be sent into the sarcophagus. Look at that. Oh, the tomb. I can't think of any more words to describe, but that is not a fun place to be. And Keaton is still trying to fight his way through, so what could have been had he not been involved in that very weird spin. So he's up into P10. John O'Stan's got the move done on Brian, so it's a bit of a Brian train at the moment. A scenic journey through the Austrian Alps, but I don't think people want to be on board. I think Keaton's going to try and get off this train as soon as possible as he sends one down the inside. It's going to be tight into there. Brian gets sent over the curbs. Old mate's trying to capitalise. Poor Brian, he's getting bullied. Look, 4 abreast. It's like lap 1. And there's penalties galore. The stewards have a tough day. Dylan, they always send one into Blue Zephos, and old mate is involved, and I don't know what's happening, to be honest. There's just here for the 40, so he's had a shocker. Look, he's dropped all the way down. Again, we were fighting him early in the race, so he's got a penalty. We've got PRT Codes, he's got a penalty. Brian's got another one. Dylan's going to make the moves on some of these guys now, but it's all over, I think, for him. Look at that, there's a 5-second penalty for Codes. It's pretty much just a penalty festival. So if you want a penalty, you come to Austria. And there's Makosi, he's going to try and complete his last stop of the race, so he'll be on his last lap after this. He's got a comfortable margin now, so really good pace from the Mercedes. And here comes Phillips. He's been holding a pretty strong P2, but it's pretty tight. We'll see where he emerges, and look, there's Matt Simmons and Cy Bishop. They're all coming out together on the last lap, so 2nd, 3rd, 4th. It's going to be a fight for the podium finish. We'll see if Cy Doggy's got the track position at the moment, but we'll see if he can hold it going into turn 3 here. There's a clear overtaking opportunity, and we got Simmons on the outside. He's going to try and send it deep, a bit of a lock-up. Can he hold it? But he gets Max Verstappen off into the curbs, rides the yellow sausage. That's going to cost him P3. And we've got Adam now just coming up to this group as well, so it's all coming together. after the final pit stops are made, and here comes Matt Simmons. Matt Simmons is going to try and send it around the outside, and he gets the move done. That's really good braking there, but he's run wide, and that gives Phillips the opportunity to go back up the inside. We've got Adam. He's trying to capitalize on this battle, and he's going to try and send one through the middle, but that's not going to work. No, and he gets a penalty. Oh, GTR, he gets the position. He's up to P5, but that's going to give us an opportunity, so we jump on board. Let's try and see if we can get Adam for P6, and we've also got Simmons up ahead. He's got a penalty for his troubles. So penalties going everywhere you look. Mikosi gets the win, and that's P6. We managed to sneak by before the last 2 corners on Adam. He's just behind us there. You can see on the radar. We've got just a little bit of fuel to get us to the end, and there's Matt Simmons. Looks like he's going to give back the place. So obviously, he feels like he's done something wrong there, but it definitely looked a bit ambitious from Adam. But that's given us a P5, I think. And old mate, you can see him giving up. He wants to go into the dark realm. And it's very unfortunate for a few of those drivers. Dylan ended up 11th, Keaton in 9th. So a few disappointing races, but GTR has done really well. P4, Phillips with 3rd, Cy Bishop with a good 2nd place, hard fought, and then Mikosi obviously with the win. So pretty good race, a lot of action, and one of the best races of the last Manufacturers Series. So thanks for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully be back with another video soon. Cheers.